Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is where I share my insights. And today I am talking about I see dead people. You'll recognize that. It's from a movie. And it's not meant to be morbid. It's just that I think we are to express the way we see the world. And what I see does not concern me, but I'd like to help. So if you're interested in how I see it, I see dead people, stick around. The only way I would ever be able to recognize this is that I recognized it in myself. And I'm not talking about physically dead people. Although the movie that this comes from, where the little boy could see dead people, is about people who never accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. They couldn't finish what they wanted to finish. They wanted to convey some message or tie up some loose end or see a dream come to fruition. And when we don't honor the vision, we die. The way that Proverbs puts it is, where there is no vision, the people perish. However, to be a visionary, you basically have to disbelieve what these eyes see. And this happened to me. A colleague asked me one time what my vision was for the area I was working in at the college, which was in the music department. She said, "What's your vision for the choir area?" That's what I was in charge of. And I was a little offended because I thought she was asking me about something because the way it was wrong. I thought of her question as an affront because I thought, well, what do you mean my vision? Everything's fine as it is. So my vision was status quo, which is a way of saying I didn't have a vision. Status quo is death. So everything was cozy and comfortable, like being in a coffin. I was making 6 figures. The job I was doing, I didn't have any vision to do anything outside of the minimum. I was, what you would say, coasting. But when you coast, it gets really stifling. And we are addicted to status quo. We're addicted to this cozy, predictable life with no vision. Because we hate to jet up against the unknown. We hate to envision something new for ourselves because it requires growth. And in many times, growth hurts. Why would you envision something new and wonderful for yourself if it hurts? Well, you ask any number of people who go to the gym and they'll give you a good answer. And the same is true in any other endeavor. So what I see are people with no vision. They can see, but they don't have that spark. They're not enthused about anything upcoming. There's no glimmer of hope. There's no mustard seed of faith. There's no strength for today and hope for tomorrow. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of things in my life and people that I've talked to where I see the glimmer of hope, but then it fades. And aliveness comes from having a vision. It really does. A dream, something you want to see come to fruition. There's a lifeguard at the local pool I go to. His name is Joseph. That's not his name. We'll call him Joseph. A nice young African-American, 19 years old. And I was talking to him one day. I said, Joseph, how do you like lifeguarding? And was his answer. Well, it's okay. Because I'm the only one at the pool when I go. It's usually in the middle of the day, and it's not a very busy city pool. So he sits there and watches me swim, and I think, that's got to be kind of boring. And then when I leave, there's nobody there, and he's got to sit there. And I said, Joseph, is this what you want to do forever? And he said, oh, no, just, he's just doing it. No vision for it. And I said, what are you thinking about doing in the future? He said, I was looking at HVAC systems, being in that field. Probably because it paid something, or who knows. I said, no, tell me what you would really want to do. He said, I really like drawing and designing houses. And so that was a spark or a glimmer of a vision. That's truth. That's the fact. But then the mind kicked in. The deadness kicked in. And it starts with a but. B-U-T. I really like designing houses, but. That's when the deadness starts. Architectural school is expensive. Everything's all on computer. The equipment is this and this. All of the reasons why he couldn't like architecture and design. But I saw him light up. I saw the seed of faith. I saw the vision or the provision. You see, when you get connected to true love, it's going to be some kind of playful thing like drawing and designing houses. Your vision's going to light up just like that. And it's going to be like, I can see myself doing that. That would be fun. But and when you get connected to true love, you will be able to see and envision for yourself. And you'll also know that when you get connected to true love, you'll know when to let something go. You see, true love knows when there's a heartbeat to a desire. And true love knows when it's dead. So, in a 30-year career, my true love was music and choral directing and university teaching, and it had a pulse. And the vision, what happened to the vision, I call this in my book, fading to black. There was no vision. The people perish where there's no vision. So part of this aliveness, this rejuvenation, is seeing with your eyes of faith, which is developing some kind of exciting vision for yourself that seems impossible, but fun, and you would love to see yourself. So you have to get into what I call your designer eyes. Talking about this in another book. Your designer eyes are like Joanna Gaines. You're a HGTV person that goes into a shit shack, a falling down trailer, and sees this opulent vision. Right away. They walk into this old barn or whatever, and she's like, oh, and this is where you can put the sectional, and this is where the fireplace is, and the shiplap, and the chandelier. And immediately she sees family gatherings, birthday parties, cozy evenings on the fire, where the Christmas tree is going to go. She didn't see the old dusty floors and the broken down roof. She didn't see any of that. She sees the vision. Of course, your normal person sees the budget. That's another one. Oh, man, the budget. They don't see that either. The designer eyes see no obstacle. They just see the love. The family gatherings. I can see putting the island here and this and this. And that's what lights you up. What fades to black is the obstacle, the cost, the time, the energy. Fade to black. So dead people are consumed by what they see. Obstacles, limits, can't do it, no plan, status quo. I'd rather live the same day over and over again than actually vision and plan for myself and get excited about something I really want. That's what a dead person is. It's like that movie Groundhog Day. Bill Murray lives the same story every day until he starts trying new things, bold things. He gets out of the same day by being bold and creating a vision and being generous and enthusiastic and moving towards something that's more fun and new. Dead people are just dealing with the same old day, same old day. So this is about dropping into your true love. This is like, okay, I really can see myself here next year. Let me give you another example. You're in this great apartment. You got a 2-bedroom apartment, hardwood floors, all excited about it. You got these plans for it. You got a Christmas party coming up. You got whatever. Your mom's coming to stay in a couple of months. You get in the bedroom all ready. You bought a whole new bedspread, and the landlord doubles the rent. Oh, man. Womp, womp. Fade to black. And you can still see yourself in that apartment. You can still see your plans. In Jeremiah, it says, I have plans for you. Something about God hoping for you. That's you. You have plans. You have hope. But then the first little thing that comes by in the circumstances, fade to black. Dead people. No, you keep, true love will hold on to the vision. It's yours. If you can formulate a vision, you have to say, can I see myself there? Can I see myself in that situation? Can I see myself 3 years down the road in that job, doing wonderful things, planning, having fun? If you can, it's yours. You cannot pay attention to the deteriorating circumstance. You can't pay attention to the shack. You have to pay attention to the vision. So fair, so beautiful, so simple. You can't pay attention to the people telling you, no, that's not possible. Your designer eyes will enlighten you into your vision. And this is so true with relationships too. There's somebody in my life who's my true love. And you know, I'm not sad about it. He's not around here. But there's a pulse. I can see myself. I can see potential. We were once married. We're divorced. And we've been separated for 3 years now. And there's a pulse there. I can see myself developing something more real with him. He hasn't seen it yet. Although he did admit the last time we met, he said, we did have a purpose, didn't we? I said, yeah, love has a purpose. Love has a purpose to serve your joy, to serve your desire. And love also has a purpose to let things go when it's fade to black. Sometimes the situations, relationships, gotta go. The 30-year careers, gotta go. Cost is often a fade to black moment. Imagine you're watching a movie about somebody, and so this guy has a vision for a brand new, I don't know, a place that helps injured animals. And he has a vision, and he shares his vision, and he's so excited, and he doesn't get the money, and the end. That's the stories dead people tell themselves. They have these great visions. Oh, well, don't have enough money. The end. Oh, well, think about a movie about a guy or a girl that runs out of time. She has All these great plans for herself. She's so excited and she runs out of time. Womp womp. These are true stories, by the way. What about the person who is so fat they die of obesity? Go see a movie about that. They eat themselves to death. They drink themselves to death. They deprive themselves to death. Who wants to see a movie about that? We want to see a movie about a person who overcomes circumstance and holds on to their vision and overcomes and sees themselves in that size 3 dress, that sees themselves with that six-pack, that sees themselves being able to run the marathon, being able to start the business, being able to have 5 children, and they're not even married. We want to see movies about people like that. She always wanted to get married, but she never did. The end. These are true stories too, by the way. This very person that I love, who I think our relationship is on life support, but barely spark. That's the spark of hope, the glimmer of hope, the seed of faith. His mother is married to a man she doesn't love and really loves her first husband, which is his dad. And she admitted, I don't really love my current husband. I love your dad. He's my true love. If I could admit something like that to myself, I would get a divorce today and run to my true love. Because true love knows what you really want. And a lot of times, it seems impossible to get it. But it's love that sustains it. It's the vision that brings it to you. Love sees no obstacle. Love is blind. So if you can see yourself in that house, if you can see yourself with that person, if you can see yourself starting that business, if you can see yourself writing that book, hold to the vision, even if the circumstances say no, and the people say no, and the bank says no, and your mind says no. I don't listen to my mind. My mind doesn't know shit. I hold the vision. That's where life is, in the pro-vision. The circumstances tell me nothing. Because the circumstances are yesterday's dreams, hardened. They're already fructualized. I don't even know if that's a word. They're already the fruit. So you have to see potential. If I give you an apple, you have to see that the seeds are in that apple and you can plant your own orchard. Most people are eating apples, and where's mine? Where are my treasures? Well, there's seeds in those apples. Are you throwing them on the ground? And they throw them on the ground, and they walk away, and an apple orchard grows up, and they just miss it. They didn't see the potential. They didn't see the tree in the apple. They didn't see the seed in the apple. They didn't see the whole thing. They're only seeing the partial, the circumstances. They don't see the whole cycle. The treasures in heaven, as Jesus said. It's like being on the ocean. It's like, what am I going to eat? Where's the food? Dive in, and you'll see the sea is full of food. So your vision is full of provision. Life, it's that enthusiasm that'll carve away. What you see as circumstances are dead, and you're meddling in dead things. They don't give you the way. Your designer eyes do. And true love knows when to let it go because it's dead. Sometimes it dies, but you'll know it. Like a job or a relationship, or the way you're eating, or the way you're whatever. I do see dead people, and as Earl Nightingale said, it's like people walking around in a slack-jawed malaise. I think I'll go into HVAC. But I really like designing houses, and then they'll light up. When you connect to your true love, it'll give you a vision. Again, in Jeremiah, I have hope for you. I have plans. Me, not the Lord, me. Where the people have no vision, they perish. They perish. Me, if I can't formulate a vision, I'm dropping it. But if I can see myself doing it, having it, owning it, being there, it's as good as done in my designer eyes. How it's going to come into fruition? Well, I would never have the vision if I didn't have the means to see it through. That's what I believe. Love gives you also the means to see these seeds and glimmer of hope come through. And you will develop designer eyes, and you will see the true source of life, the vision for something beautiful that you will create and be a part of through your vision. And that same love will guide you when it's time to let something go. You'll sense the pulse. Is this still alive? Well, if you can see yourself there with that person, in that house, in that situation, in that job, then yes, it's still alive. And that's what sustains you. That's what gives you that wonderful childlike characteristic. Don't let it go. It's the source of true life. My name is Ryan Hebert. Hope you enjoyed these insights. Please check out my blog. It's called mymorningmotivator.com.